Without the dragon, she
Right.
becomes a soldier. She got the dragon glass sword and was helping Jorah through the
Right.
battle. Which is, we're gonna talk about this a little bit later in the podcast. We get to the end of it,
Okay.
and we get to the preview of the next episode.
Okay.
Trust me, I'll put you like this: she earned a lot of points with the people of the North.
Right. Because she was battling.
Yeah, yeah,
She was battling. That's gonna sound weird, and this queen is about that life.
yeah, exactly. Exactly, but too many fatal slashes. I think the fatal blow to Jorah, he got cut right by his throat,
Yeah.
but he still kept on fighting. But once they still kept on fighting throughout that scene. Now we're gonna now, bro. We're gonna leave that scene. We're gonna go back to the scene with the archers,
Okay.
where Jamie Lannister is trying to be the Lord Commander,
Right.
like he was in King's Landing with
Right.
the archers.
Right.
And it was like, damn, he said he's gonna fight beside Brienne, but now he's becoming a commander again. So get your archers ready.
Right.
And those rat walkers was kept on coming. They kept coming. They climbing the walls and stuff like that.
Climbing on each other to climb up.
They were climbing on each other to get through the fire on the trenches.
Yeah.
Tell me
Dropping.
tell me it didn't look like the same thing in Avengers Infinity War
Right.
at Wakanda. We're trying
Yeah.
to get through the force field.
Yeah.
Same
Yes.
exact shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I got you on that. Use their own bodies to get through.
Exactly. They were sacrificing themselves to get through the field. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, damn, I've seen this technique before.
Right.
I said, yeah, I did see that technique before. Avengers, yeah. But they were kept on getting outnumbered and stuff like that. And then and Arya said that Arya's a great archer. People sleep on Arya. She's a great archer. She was like, you know what? The White Walkers started to overcome everybody around on the what do you call those? They're on the top of the Winterfell on the decks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she was like, she got her little staff that her Genji made for her.
Yeah.
Now she's in the game.
Yeah.
Doing the skills. She uses every skill she learned from Serial Pharrell, from the
Right.
Faceless Man, from Jagged Hagar. Every place she learned,
Right.
even the Hound, the things that she learned from the Hound. She used all those techniques. Stuff. She was a one-woman wrecking crew.
Yeah. She actually saved the Hound on the field when he
Yes.
was with the archer bow.
Yes.
He looked back like, oh shit, you saved me.
Yep.
I was like, whatever beef they had, they kind of squashed. It was just more like respect.
I don't think they had beef. It's just a way that's the way they interact with each other. Always beefing at each other. But I believe there was truly some love. That truly there was love between them.
Yeah, there was a love built.
Built
because of the time spent together, and he taught her things, and she taught him things.
Right.
Because he actually, after that, he actually opened up.
Mm-hmm.
Opened up as far as letting people in.
Right.
And that was a whole growth moment for him, and realizing he needed a purpose. And once he realized his purpose, that's when he snapped into the character he is now.
Right. So that's a very good point. I like that point, and it also that's part of the main reason why he snapped out of when he froze.
Right, he did freeze, and I think he was overwhelmed, and he didn't want to face death as much times as he's fought other people, and he didn't want to face death, like the reality of this might be it. He didn't want to face that, and it froze him. But seeing that Aya needed him, he just snapped out of it. It was like, I have a purpose. My purpose is this right now.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
He was who entrusted him to do that, because he was asked to protect both of them. It was not just Aya. It was Aya and Sansa.
Yeah.
It was Aya and Sansa, so he held true to that.
Right.
And the funny thing is, he's not really a knight, and he does not consider himself a knight.
Nope.
But he has the
honor
he
of
has
the
it
knight.
in him.
Yes. 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 And it was very touching to see the Hound, go out of his way to help Arya.
Yeah.
But now let's get to the scene where she's in the Winterfell library.
Okay.
When she fell.
Yeah.
And she's in the library. She's surrounded by White Walkers all around the library.
Yeah.
And what amazes me was how stealthy she became.
Yeah.
Throughout that thing, all the skills she learned, all the techniques she learned from Faceless Man. Right. Is the reason why she survived that whole situation in the library. Yep. In my opinion, and she was very stealthy. The only problem is they probably would have never found her if she didn't drop blood.
Right.
She was bleeding from her forehead. Just blood drops on the floor. Kept on dropping and dropping and dropping. And it was something that, gave the White Walkers an idea that someone's there, but they didn't know where that person was. So, she takes a book and throws the book in the middle of the room to create a diversion for them to start chasing the book. But she was scared out of her mind too.
Yeah. Now, if we're gonna the aspect that people don't realize as far as that, White Walkers were built off of blood magic.
Mm-hmm.
So in the blood spilling on the floor, it's giving like a GPS to where she is.
Right.
Now that plays a whole big part of that whole battle too, because if we go back and you're talking about the flames being lit up, as far as the Dothraki's sickles getting flamed on, and Human Torch, and the trench being lit.
Right.
That's blood magic. She was using blood magic to do this, to create this. In using blood magic, there has to be a sacrifice for that.
Exactly.
So,
but who do you believe was the sacrifice?
She was.
Melisandre.
Yeah, she was the sacrifice. She knew it.
Mm-hmm.
From the moment she did the first one, she knew it. It had to be done.
Yes.
If there wasn't going to be a sacrifice of another, then she was going to be that sacrifice. She's lived long enough.
Oh yeah, she sure has.
She's lived long enough.
She grandma times 3. But
look like people.
Exactly, man. Listen, I ain't gotta tell you about that. It was a very interesting situation, and now, but the most important thing when Beric Dondarrion, another one of our compared our lovely warriors,
right?
When the Hound froze,
right,
because of all the fire, he didn't want to get touched by fire.
Right.
And then the Hound wanted to quit.
Right.
And in so many words, Beric said, if you're gonna quit, why don't you tell her that?
Right.
While Arya's rolling down the damn roof.
Right.
And he's like, oh shit. He's like, I can't quit now. I gotta protect her. So they run through the corridors, all 3 of them, Beric, Arya, and the Hound running through the corridor.
Right.
And runners from White Walkers, this, that, and the other. And then Beric makes the sacrifice to have them stab him, and he keeps holding them off no matter what. But he kept on getting up.
Right.
Kept on getting up. I thought he wasn't dead. He kept on getting up, and he get stab. And then he got up to the point that he was able to run to the point to get into the room, into the room where Melisandre was camping at.
Right.
And then he dies in that room. And you see Arya crying for him because the dude was actually protecting her.
Right.
But how come they didn't go back and grab the flaming sword? That's one thing I didn't understand. They still had a little time to grab the flaming sword.
Right.
But we see Beric die in that room, and then Melisandre says basically said so many words. His job is done. Mm-hmm. His role is done. He's not going to be brought back anymore because he served his purpose.
Right.
And one important thing, then you see the White Walker trying to break into that room. The Hound, Melisandre, and Arya waiting to see what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, Melisandre was talking to Arya, trying to remind Arya of her training through Syrio Forel and
Mm-hmm.
Jake and Hagar, the faceless man.
Yeah.
And she was like, they mentioned to each other that they've seen each other before.
Mm-hmm.
And Melisandre reminded Arya what she told Arya in season 2. You're gonna close brown eyes, green eyes, and blue eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And then asks Arya, what do we say to the god of death?
Right.
Something that Syrio Forel told her. Arya said, not today. And when you hear Arya say, not today, she shifted into the faceless man.
Right.
She started moving differently.
Right.
It's as if she moved like death.
Right. And she had her purpose. She already knew what she wanted to do.
Exactly. And Melisandre reminded her what she should do.
Right.
It wasn't clear to us yet, as people watching the whole thing. It was clear to Arya what she had to do.
Yeah.
And the Hound was looking like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl?
Right.
Before she was cool, and then she just shifted to some next level assassin type shit. And now now, bro. If I miss anything, definitely let me know if I miss anything as far as the episode goes. Did I miss anything before we head to the finale of the episode?
We didn't talk about John's trying to get to Bran.
Absolutely.
And the courtyard being basically a death ground.
Yes.
Because the dragon actually busts through the wall.
Yes.
Starts lighting people up. And John's adventure through that area, trying to get to the Night King because he knows it's coming.
But let me tell you something, bro. Before we touch on that, let's get back to when the giant busts through the wall of Winterfell.
Yeah.
And who was there in the front? At the front of the wall, waiting for the giant. Lyanna Mormont.
Yeah, Lyanna Mormont. That was my favorite. Actually, that was my favorite scene of the whole thing. And it was kind of like I wanted to say, well, what's she gonna do with the giant?
Exactly.
He smacked her.
Yeah.
And she flew up.
Exactly.
She flew off, and I was like, wait a minute. I said, nah, I don't think she's gonna go out like that. She's a fighter. Right. And as soon as I picked her up, I was just like, oh, she's about to do him in.
Exactly. She about to do him in. But the thing was, she was hurt badly. And then she was like, fuck it. I'm going to die anyway. I'm going to rush this giant motherfucker. She was coming for that dude with her little...
I give her the utmost respect because she said, I didn't want to be in the crypt. I want to be on the battlefield. And taking out the giant is like the biggest thing you could do on a battlefield.
Yes.
Aside from a giant.
Exactly.
So, her legacy.
Her legacy. They're gonna write about her. They're gonna write about the whole entire Mormont family.
Right.
Because of this battle, the house is gone.
Yep. The House of Mormont. That she was last.
She was last. It's all gone now. But the most important thing, as the giant was squeezing the shit out of her and bringing her back with his hand, she made one final move. She said, this time I'm going to go down in glory. Her dragonglass dagger right in his eye.
Yep.
And he crumbled.
Yep.
He crumbled.
I was like, I don't know about everybody else, but I was like one of those NFL moments. Yes. That's how you handle that.
Absolutely. And now let's get back to Jon and his battle with the remaining White Walkers in the courtyard and Visceron.
And Visceron, yes.
It seemed like it was going to be a showdown between him and Visceron, as he was trying to get to Bran in the Godswood. I thought this is probably the second instance I saw John